Hey Simmers, it's Simmer Down. Today we're going to do something a bit different, a little bit fun, a little bit crazy. Today I'm going to combine two of my true loves, create a sim and true crime, and see maybe if you guys enjoy it too. So here you go. So this is a story about Sandra Anderson and her cadaver dog, Eagle. And so I love stories about dog, and this is one of the best boys ever. He's a very, very good boy. But unfortunately, Sandra Anderson isn't the best of owners. So basically, this story is about a woman who she starts training all these dogs. So cadaver dogs, basically. Cadaver dogs are dogs that go around and they sniff out specific things, typically evidence, especially in missing persons cases. They look for human remains or things that might be connected to a person who is missing. And some dogs are better at certain things, so they may be better at sniffing out human remains. Some dogs may be better at sniffing out like specific evidence, but not necessarily human remains. So there was one dog in particular, and this dog is named Eagle. Very good boy. And he was the top dog, as you might say. And so Sandra, seeing this, she put all her effort into Eagle. They started traveling everywhere to help out in various locations, in archaeology settings, in plenty of different cases and crimes. They were really well renowned, and one of the greatest things about it was that Sandra did it all for free. She did not ask for any money for any of this. She just really wanted to help. And the only thing that she ever asked for was possibly travel expenses, maybe room and board. Other than that, she never asked for any compensation for Eagle helping, which is amazing. And she would even be asked to go over to places like the World Trade Center, where she had Eagle search and come up with things there, as well as large mass graves in Panama and Bosnia. It's unbelievable the amount of places that her and Eagle have gone and tried to help out. But then things kind of take a turn. So what happens is in 2001, Sandra is brought in to the, I believe it's Oscoda County area, and she's there to help out with an FBI case. And this case is a woman named Sharita Thomas, who had been believed to be murdered in 1980. She was a young mother, and they were out searching for human remains that could be connected to her. And so this is where things kind of take a turn. So as of right now, there are nothing but glowing reviews about Sandra and Eagle. And Eagle's great. There's nothing wrong with Eagle. Eagle's a very good boy. But what happens basically is as soon as Sandra and Eagle hop onto the case and they start searching around, they find things. They find 3 things immediately, basically over the course of a couple days. And over these course of a couple days, I believe that Eagle finds several different bones as well as different evidence that could be connected to this case. So what happens is they close up the case for the winter, something along those lines, and they go basically test all these bones to see if they are connected, or any of this evidence to see if it's connected to the Sharita Thomas case. And what they find is that not only is none of it connected, but actually it's all the bones are from 3 different people. Like, how does that happen, right? And so what the FBI thinks that they've stumbled across is basically like a dumping ground for a serial killer or something, or killers in the area. And so what they do, having this knowledge in mind, not being very suspicious as of yet of Sandra and Eagle, not Eagle, just Sandra, is that they go back and they invite them back, and immediately, there we go again, Eagle finding stuff on the first day. But now people are a little bit suspicious. They're like, okay, we have a little bit of evidence which might lead to possibly planting things, so let's keep an eye on her. So several different authorities, they start keeping an eye on her, and what they find is one day someone's keeping an eye on her and they see her bend down and pull something out of the bottom of her pant leg. And what she's pulling out, it's a bone. And someone catches her doing this, they see it, and they stop her, and then that is when everything changes. Everything takes a turn. They get a search warrant for Sandra's home, and there they find several bones. I believe that the way that they described it was literally bones and human remains were just strewn about, not neatly or anything, just like all over the place. My question is, how is Eagle living in this and still able to like identify them in an area that's like, you know, it's almost overstimulation. I'm not sure, but that's what I feel like it would be. And that is just like the start of it. They start realizing that not only has she been lying about that, but there's several cases that she's been working on. I think I don't know if I'd call it funny, but one of the weirdest one is that I heard of is that she was helping out with Eagle on this specific case on finding someone, and she came up with a toe, right? Like a human toe. And they're like, okay. But then they end up finding the actual body, and all of the toes are intact. So, Sandra, where'd you get the toe? Right? It's kind of weird. It's very strange. And you might be wondering, where did she get the toe? And so with that, basically, to train cadaver dogs, you need human remains. So people actually donate their bodies to science, and part of that science is to be used to help train cadaver dogs. And so she had access to human remains, to bones, whatever it need be. She had access to it, and she was able to use it and plant it in various places so that Eagle would find it. And so unfortunately, obviously, she gets in trouble for this, and then they have to go back and investigate all of these other cases where, you know, people have gone to jail because of evidence that Eagle has found, and certain like burial sites and archaeology places, like all this stuff. It's a question of whether or not it's actually true, if those pieces of evidence are actually real. And yes, obviously Eagle's a very good boy, and he did find some of that stuff. But then now, you know, it begs the question of, was it real, was it not? It's very unfortunate. And during this time that she was found out, unfortunately, Eagle did pass away due to natural causes. But one of the things that Sandra did say when she was brought to court for this was that she felt that she lost track of why she was offering those services. And I think that's exactly it. I think she got, blindsided by the fame, not the fortune, because she never took any money for this, but by the fame. And I guess she just wanted to be the best, and she wanted Eagle to be the best. Every time they step foot on a case, that immediately they are finding stuff. And while that's great, it ended up ruining things, right? It ended up messing things up and hindering cases as opposed to helping them. So yeah, that's the story of Sandra Anderson and her lovely cadaver dog Eagle. And kind of also a story of how fame can really get to your head. And that's it, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I know this is something new that I'm trying out, but if you like it or have any other stories or anything like that you'd like me to cover, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below or message me. I'm super into this stuff, so I'm really happy to cover anything, even if they're just like small stories or even big ones that are covered very often. Great. Well, I hope you guys like my sim as well. I'm going to put it up on the gallery so that she can be downloaded. And yeah, Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Dag dag.